Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. For this celebratory holiday season I wanted to do like a little bit lighthearted and more cheerful type of video. I will do my top 5 Christmas scents. Obviously this is more like a tongue-in-cheek type of video, nothing here in this top 5 is too serious. I just picked 5 fragrances that have some historical meaning to me that I have been wearing for this holiday, any holiday season, for Christmas, for past like maybe as long as I'm a fraghead. So you will see some niche fragrances from the early days of my collecting. You will see some artisanal fragrances. Basically, I picked scents that remind me of this holiday spirit, that paints in my mind pictures of Christmas, pictures of celebrating, and yeah. So the first bottle, and maybe it's surprising to some of you who know my taste, you didn't even know I have this, is Angel's Share by Kilian. This is obviously a very sweet type scent. I got this bottle at the time it was released, so at the time I was not that deep into artisanal. I'm not sure even if I had anything other than some Bortnikov fragrances at the time. And believe it or not, it was one of my favorite scents some time ago. At that time I was still single, I was dating, and this was my basically date night scent. I know, it's cringe, but that's what it was. And if you want to basically know how long for me it took to get from niche to artisanal, you can see at how much fragrance is left in this bottle. I basically used all of it. Why does it belong here? Well, when I smell this fragrance now, it's obviously too sweet. I can't even remember the last time I wore it. But in the theme of Christmas, imagine it's Christmas time, it's winter, it's cold, it's snow outside. Not like it actually ever is snow outside at Christmas in my country, but imagine it's Christmas, it's snowing, and you enter this pub in your old town. You enter into this pub, the bar stools and everything is drenched in alcohol, let's say rum or whiskey. The pub is way too hot. The cook of that pub had, like, for a special order, he just baked an apple pie. You enter and all this mush of smells hit you. The warmth of the place compared to the outside you just were hits you. And that's exactly the smell that Angel's Share evokes in my mind. This boozy apple pie with cinnamon and warmth. It's actually not bad fragrance as far as niche goes. If we compare it to today's offerings by the trash houses I always keep mentioning, like Initio and stuff, it's obviously synthetic, obviously too sweet, but not as synthetic and not as sweet as something like Initio. The apple note is actually pretty cool, and in general, even today, I enjoy this scent to some degree, but I just can't handle the sweetness anymore. So it's more of a memento in my collection to remind me of the younger days. Let's say that. In the 4th place, we have a fragrance that needs no introduction, Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. Do I even need to explain? It's a gingerbread cookies. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's like you come home to your family and they are baking gingerbread cookies and decorating them with colored sugar. It's basically the smell of the house when the family is preparing for Christmas. This one would be if you don't have a family that would prepare for Christmas and you spend your Christmas in the pub. And this one would be the smell of the house if you do, in fact, have a family and you're preparing for the Christmas or whatever you're celebrating at that time together with them. The third place is the one, an actual quintessential Christmas scent for me. I wore this for Christmas probably more than 5 times, and in fact the only time of the year I was wearing tobacco vanille for most of the time I own this bottle is one time per year for Christmas. It's again spicy, sweet, vanilla. I don't know why. From the first time I smelled tobacco vanille, for me it was, yep, that's exactly what Christmas smells like. Even today, I am no longer wearing tobacco vanille for Christmas because I am artisanal fraghead now. But smelling this, I completely understand why it blew out the numbers of sales for Tom Ford for many years. I yet to actually find a person in the wild who is not a fraghead who would say that he doesn't like tobacco vanille. I have never come across such person. So if this list was not based on the quality I consider these fragrances to be in, but in the sequence of which is actually the most Christmassy, I think Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille would be number one. But given that now I am a artisanal fraghead, the next 2 fragrances are obviously from artisanal houses. And in honorable second place, we have Bortnikov Oud. Oud, in my opinion, this whole DNA is perfect for Christmas, and you will see why I say that when I will reveal the number 1 place bottle for this fun Christmas list. But Oud is animalic, sweet. As far as Bortnikov fragrances go, I find Oud to be probably the second most challenging fragrance in his lineup. First one would be Oud Maximus. The Oud here is really prominent. It is dampy. Some people online I see call it like blue cheese type of smell, but to be honest, I love blue cheese, but I don't find any oud to smell like blue cheese. But just so you understand, based on other people's linguistic prowess, what I mean, this is a very damp, funky type of oud. But still, given that the fragrance is not like a beast mode on performance, the main thing that other people around you will feel is sweetness. So the oud, the funky manner of this scent will basically be for your own enjoyment, and I am pretty sure it's safe for Christmas Eve to wear. If you are smelling your Oud and asking me where's the funk, I would guess you're probably holding a screw cap or a black square bottle of Oud, and yeah, the funkiness is not there. You need to find your 2021 or older bottle of Oud. And I know I keep talking about this in every video, but my love for old Bortnikov is very deep. And sadly, it's now confirmed that he is no longer using animal-derivated materials in his fragrances like musk, ambergris, blah blah blah. And overall, all the animalic facets are toned down to make the scents more mass appealing. So I'm again very sad where the Bortnikov path has taken, but this old Oud that I have, and I will have it forever, is the second place on my Christmas list because it fits all the same checkpoints as these 3, being sweet and spicy and cozy, and adds the amazing smell of oud to it. But as I mentioned before, because in my opinion this DNA is the best DNA for Christmas, my number one spot is the king of chocolatey oud DNA in fragrances, Riche Ladore, Russian Oud Part 2. Even Part 1 would be great. I have sampled it many times, but in fact the Part 2 is more focused on cacao. It is sweeter than the Part 1. Therefore, in this specific case, when we are looking for sweet and cozy scents, and being an artisanal fraghead, I'm also looking for some cozy chocolate oud. I think Russian Oud 2 is perfect. It's a perfect Christmas scent for me at this point of my collecting. That's exactly what I will be wearing at my Christmas Eve this year, and that's exactly what I wore last year, and it's probably exactly what I will be wearing the year after. Christmas is such a celebration that we, at least in Eastern Europe, I don't know how in the Western Europe you're celebrating this part of the year, but we just eat way too much for a week, especially at Christmas Eve. We eat too much, then we die for a day or two trying to recover from overeating, and then we somewhat do the same, a little bit to less degree, and after in New Year's Eve. And after that, we do our New Year's resolution to promise ourselves to go to gym and lose weight and to get back to somewhat of a, or as close as you can get to a summer body for the summer. That's exactly what I'm gonna do this year, and many of us will. So all these, why this sweet, why this gourmandish dessert smells for Christmas? Because this type of DNA, this type of vibe reminds me of the... when you're already full, when you already have eaten way too much and you think you wouldn't be able to get to eat any one more bite or you will die, then the dessert comes. And magically there's always some room in your stomach for that dessert. So this kind of DNA, for me, it represents that last magical free space in your stomach. It represents the last dessert you still want to eat. Because, as you know, I'm not a very big fan of sweet fragrances, and all of these are pretty sweet. Some of them are insanely sweet. But in this 1 week in between Christmas and New Year is the week where I wear my sweetest offerings, where I remember them, I enjoy them, and that's exactly why my top 5 Christmas list, tongue-in-cheek, is basically my top 5 most sweet fragrances I have and I still sometimes wear. So yeah, this was my top 5 for this holiday season. I would like to wish you a little bit of happiness, a little bit of calmness, a little bit of self-reflection, but not too much. Self-reflecting too much can be harmful to your psyche, and of course, for some it's the happiest time of the year, for some it's sadly the worst time of the year. If you look at statistics, people tend to do some bad things to themselves during this year. So no matter if you have a family to bake cookies for you, or if you spend your holiday at pubs, try to stay positive, try to enjoy your fragrances. The good part about life, no matter if it's a good patch in your life or it's a bad patch in your life, they all sooner or later pass by, and there's another day, there's new beginnings. I don't want to sound like pretentious deep, but I know that in this time of year some people are having some dark thoughts, and I just want you to know that no matter what type of community you're part of, It can be my channel, it can be anything you want. If you are having some bad thoughts and you want to talk to someone, it can be even me or anyone else you think would be keen to listen to you. It's always better to just share and talk. Humans are social animals. So please be social. Please try to be happy for yourself and for people around you. Have a blessed Christmas and have a good evening. Goodbye.